War! Huh! Yeah!
What is it good for?
Absolutely!
Rogues! It's good for rogues!
Welcome to Pack Tactics, where we approve of war.
Yeah!
This is a war cleric guide, but we gotta talk about the rogue first, because it's the biggest highlight, and we might as well just get it out of the way. A lot of rogue builds are gonna turn super duper religious because war cleric is literally their messiah. War cleric doubles their average damage for a few rounds, and it's a short rest resource.
It's War Priest at level 3!
As a bonus action, you can make one attack with a weapon or an unarmed strike. You can use your bonus action a number of times equal to your wisdom modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest.
This is super good! Get it!
This feature works with ranged weapons too. For those that don't know, normally in order to make a bonus action attack, you need to spend an action to attack first. War Priest lets you bypass that and just bonus action attack. Sneak attack is once per turn, not once per round, so that means they can sneak attack off their turn. You do that with your bonus action attack with War Priest. If hits, sneak attack. Then use ready action instead of attacking normally. You have to set an easy trigger, like if my friend attacks, I also attack. Then you end your turn from there. Then when your friend attacks, who's a barbarian or whatever, the ready action triggers, you make an attack, and if that attack hits, you sneak attack again. Now, of course, you gotta keep in mind all of the conditions to achieve sneak attack in the first place, like advantage or ally is next to the enemy. If you want a very detailed video about sneak attack, and especially double sneak attack, link in the description. Unfortunately for the rogue built for this, they can only do this combo 2 or 3 times, and then need a short rest. They're gonna blow everything really fast, but it's their Nova that literally doubles their average damage, and Nova is good. If they miss one of those attacks, be it the bonus action or the ready action, that's quite painful. But that's where Guided Strike comes in handy. You also get that at level 3 with War Priest. When you or a creature within 30 feet of you misses with an attack roll, you can expend one use of your Channel Divinity and give that roll a plus 10 bonus, potentially causing it to hit. When you use this feature to benefit another creature's attack roll, you must take a reaction to do so. At level 3, you have 2 Channel Divinities. Short resting restores 1 resource. Long rest restores all. So when you short rest to restore all of your War Priest resources, you get 1 Channel Divinity, which can be used on Guided Strike. That's good, right?
Yeah!
When going this deep into Cleric, I recommend going for 5 levels to get Spirit Guardians. With that spell, you can Cunning Action dash around to affect all the enemies in the fight. Now let's talk about regular Clerics with these features. They're not that good. You use Guided Strike to help the Rogue get Sneak Attack off, or a Paladin get their Smite off. Those sorts of things. You're looking for Nova. As for the bonus action attack, this is your version of extra attack. You never get extra attack or a fighting style unless you multi-class into something like a fighter or a ranger. You do get blessed strikes at level 7 and improved blessed strikes at level 14. But these are super late features that only add single d8s to your damage. I highly recommend getting a normal extra attack feature from somewhere if you want to use these features, or even play the subclass. You can go for Booming Blade and True Strike and stuff, but
you might as well go rogue then.
Yeah, and I don't think you need to go that deep. 2 or 3 levels. I think the most important feature for a cleric like this is Cunning Action. Let's move on to war spells. They're pretty bad because most of them are already on the cleric spell list. Like Spirit Guardians, that's an auto pick for everyone anyways. Crusader's Mantle can potentially be really powerful, especially if there's a necromancer in the party with tons of skeletons. Or you straight up have an army of people with you, and some of them have like 3 or 4 attacks. If you don't have those things, then Spirit Guardians. Fire Shield is okay with your Spirit Guardians. You get cold or fire resistance too. The 4th level spell list for clerics kinda sucks, so the Fire Shield is decent here. Steel Wind Strike is kinda funny with Spirit Guardians. You choose up to 5 creatures you can see within range and make a melee spell attack against each target. On a hit, a target takes 6d10 force damage. You then teleport to an unoccupied space you can see within 5 feet of one of the targets. Rules as written written, you don't teleport to all of those creatures, you just teleport to one of them. But I can imagine a DM would rule otherwise, which can boost your Spirit Guardians. Steal 1 Strike is a cool spell. Those are the highlights here for the spells. Next, level 6, War God's Blessing. You can expend the use of your Channel Divinity to cast Shield of Faith or Spiritual Weapon, rather than expending a spell slot. When you cast either spell in this way, the spell doesn't require concentration. Instead, the spell lasts for 1 minute, but it ends early if you cast that spell again, have the incapacitated condition, or die.
Kobold, spiritual weapon is alive!
I don't know about that, Gator, but let's get the obvious thing out of the way. No concentration Shield of Faith is very good. +2 AC. Unfortunately, it will just last for a fight, but that's okay, it's a Channel Divinity. Well, then again, that's less guided strikes for your sneak attacks. That's if you're going rogue. You're just gonna have to judge the battlefield for yourself. If you see there's lots of enemies, then Spirit Guardians and have this active and run around. That's what most of you are gonna do. As for Spiritual Weapon, it's so funny that it got gated here. For those that don't know, old Spiritual Weapon didn't require concentration back in the day, and everyone thought it was broken, including the developers. I really don't know what it is with people being obsessed with single target damage spells. It's wild how people react. The reason why people thought it was broken is because you consistently had something to do with your bonus action while you have Spirit Guardians active. That's it. That's the entire reason. But what they failed to realize is that in reality, that spiritual weapon is actually not doing much. The Spirit Guardians is doing all the work. That's why Shield of Faith here is really good. It's keeping your Spirit Guardians up for longer and you take less damage. It's helping the good spell better than Spiritual Weapon. Less damage taken. So here's the takeaway. Spiritual Weapon is okay if your resources doesn't matter, because literally almost everything in the game is viable. But when resources do matter, it sucks. Action economy isn't inherently powerful. The spell needs to be worth your resource investment. I've made 2 videos about this, link in the description. By the way, you can't upcast Spiritual Weapon in this way, but you can actually cast this on the same round you cast Spirit Guardians. Unique advantage there, that's new. It doesn't change my opinion at all. Cast Shield of Faith to protect your concentration and take less damage. It's even optimal to cast it on a party member who's concentrating on a really powerful spell. That was level 6. Level 17 is where we finally get another feature, and it's a capstone. Avatar of Battle. You gain resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Great! I don't really need to say anything here. So that's the War Cleric for you. If you're multi-classing Ranger, Fighter, and especially Rogue, this is a great option for you. Anyways, end the video. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And by the way, I've been thinking, do you guys want to see siege weapons? They're not really that good, but I always found them interesting. And there's 2 brand new siege weapons. Tell me in the comments. Anyways, thank you for watching.
Bye-bye!